here. Oh, wait. Okay. Hold up, hold up, hold up. I need to share my screen, don't I? That would be great, wouldn't it? Share screen. Here we go. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Alrighty. Here we go. Alrighty. So today we are going to be learning about fractions, continuing with fractions, but learning about them in their simplest form. So a fraction in its simplest form is when its numerator and denominator have no common factors other than, what does it say there? Because it's hidden underneath. Other than 1, okay? So, wait, hold on. I'm trying to fix this so that the screen can record everything. So on your note page, it says to write a fraction in simplest form, divide the numerator and the denominator by, and what would we do? We would divide it by the greatest common factor. So fill that in on your notebook page or the PowerPoint notes page, greatest common factor. Do you have the note page, sweetie?
I have fractions in simplest form PowerPoint.
Great, then you don't need a notebook. You can just use that. Excellent. Okay, so greatest common factor. So who can tell me what a factor is? So for example, who can name me the factors of 8? Nico, can you name me the factors of 8, please? Don't confuse them with multiples. Factors.
So like 4 and 2?
Yes, and also
8 and 1?
yes. 1, 2, 4, and 8. Those are the factors of 8. Isha, can you tell me the factors of 12? Isha, the factors of 12?
1, 3, 4, 6, and 12.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Okay, so
Are we like simplifying the fractions?
yes, we are simplifying the fractions. Let's please go back to mute so everybody can listen. So now we've got the factors of 8 and 12. Now we need to circle the greatest common factor. So the largest number that is on both of these lists. So what would that be in this case? Well, I see that 4 is the greatest common factor. I love your hearts, but I'm not sure how somebody's sharing and drawing a heart on the screen, but okay. Let's list the factors of these two numbers. Okay, Blanca, can you list the factors of 3, please? Blanca? Oh. Okay. Yes. 1 and 3. Great. Thank you, Blanca. Okay, Santi, can you list the factors of 9 for me? Whoever is playing with drawing on the screen, I need you to please stop. The factors of 9. Yes.
3.
It's one of them, yes. What else? What are the numbers that we multiply together to get 9? That is what a factor is. A factor is the number that we multiply together to get a product. The product in this case is 9. What are the factors? You named 3, the number 3 for me. What are the other 2 factors of 9, Santiago? Okay, Roberto, can you tell me the other 2 factors of 9, please? Roberto?
3, 9, 1.
Yes. Excellent. 1, 3, and 9. Those are the factors of 9. Those are the numbers that we can multiply together to get the product that is 9. We multiply 1 times 9 to get 9. We multiply 3 times 3 to get 9. What is the greatest common factor for these 2 numbers? It's 3. Let's find the greatest common factors for these 2 numbers. I'd appreciate it if everybody would please mute. What are the greatest common factor, or sorry, what are the factors of the number 2? Ethan. Yes. Great. Okay. Leonardo, what are the factors of 8? 2 and 4, yes. Yes. And 1. Yes. Okay. So the factors. So on your notebook, on your note page, it's not showing. There's squares at the top where it says greatest common factor, and it had the 3 numbers, the 3 sets of numbers we've just done. You should have written in there. So on this chalk, like it's a picture of a chalkboard, you should have written next to the 2, 1 and 2. You should have written next to the 8, 1, 2, 4, and 8. Now we're going to see how this works with fractions. Okay? So our greatest common factor for those 2 numbers is 2. So to write a fraction in its simplest form, we must divide the numerator and the denominator by the greatest common factor. Yesterday we learned what the numerator is and what the denominator is. Julieta, where do we find the numerator? The numerator, I'm afraid, is not the number on the bottom. The numerator is the number on the top. Okay? The denominator is the number in the bottom, on the bottom. So we've got this fraction. We need to put it into simplest form. It's 6 over 12. What are the we have to look at the multiples of 6 which are 1, 2, 3, and 6. We have to look at the multiples of 12, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my screen here. So now we have to find the greatest common factor. What's the greatest common factor here? Well, the greatest common factor is 6. So our next step is to divide both the numerator and the denominator by 6. Whatever you do to the numerator, you must also do to the denominator. So 6 divided by 6 gives us 1. 12 divided by 6 gives us 2. So there in your answer, you would write 6/12 is equals to 1/2. Let's look at the next one. Write this fraction in simplest form. If it is already in the simplest form, we would just write simplest form. So 8. What are the factors of 8? 1, 2, 4, and 8. 10. What are the factors of 10? 1, 2, 5, and 10. Now we need to find the greatest common factor, which in this case is Ava. Can you tell me? Ava Nichols, can you tell me what the greatest common factor is for these two numbers? Great, okay, 2. So now we need to, what's the next step, Ava? And? Excellent, thank you, Ava. Okay, so that's the simplest form of this fraction. Next one, 3. Antonia, give me the factors of 3. Okay, perfect. And Antonia, give me the factors of 4.
1, 2, 4.
Perfect. Now what's the next step? Yep, the greatest common factor, yes. Okay, so what would that be in this case?
1.
Okay, so we need to do what? Uh-huh. And so basically that's the same number, so this fraction is already in its simplest form. Okay? I'm going to pause for a moment.